Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for coming back and watching me talk to no one in my living room. This week's, or I'm not sure if I'm uploading two this week. This video is about uni. Obviously if you've watched my other videos you will know, but if you don't, if you're new here, hello. I am a student at the University of York. I didn't go straight from school, so I'm a bit older. I always say that I'm like older as if I'm like 40. I'm not. I'm 22. I need to get over myself. I'm not that much older than everyone else. I'm going into my third year. I'm studying psychology. I start again in a week and a half. That isn't the image I want to portray when I'm doing a university video, Sarah. Jesus Christ. I go back in about a week and a half, and like I said, going into my third year, which is my final year. So I thought I'd do a little bit reflection and kind of give people tips for if they're just starting university. I don't know anyone personally that's starting this year, but my sister's the year that like are going to university now. So I'm gonna give tips. I have some notes because I tend to, if you've watched my other videos, you'll see I'll tend to go off on a tangent and I kind of get lost within my own head. So I have some notes. If you keep seeing me like looking down, I have them. I think I've done 15 because I'm very extra, but yeah, I've done 15. So without further ado, let's get going. The very first tip I have for someone who's starting uni, it sounds a bit cringy, and it might just be because I'm very on the mindset hype at the minute and like teaching yourself good mindset tricks, but is to go in with the most positive attitude you can ever have in your life. This is a huge step for everyone. Well, it might not be for everyone, but it is for a lot of people. But I know that if you're leaving home, or even if it's just a new stage in your life, it can be really daunting and it can be really easy to like focus on the negatives, like leaving home, leaving what you know, leaving your job, leaving whatever. But it's really important to go in there and focus on the positives that are going to come from this. This is a whole new stage in your life. You have so many opportunities coming up. You can absolutely smash this. So you need to go into it thinking, right, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be brilliant. And I swear to God, if you go in there with that positive attitude, you're going to have such a better time than someone who goes in there and they're like, I don't even want to be here. This is too hard, and no one's going to be nice to me. If you go in there and be like the most positive person in the room, you're not only going to make yourself feel better, but you're going to make everybody else feel better. Like I said, everyone's having a hard time, and if you're dead positive about it and chirpy about it and happy about it, you are going to give off such a vibe. You are going to be the one that everyone's like, I'm going to hang around them because they're going to make me feel better about my life. So I would say go in with a positive attitude and don't be judgmental about anything, because when you first go, you're going to get first impressions of everything. And I can tell you now, probably about 90% of those first impressions are going to be wrong. That goes for people, that goes for your course, that goes for lecturers, that goes for societies, that goes for the university. First impressions can be great. Like some people like you get a really good vibe straight away, but I would never judge from a first impression. And even if it's not the first impression, even if you've met this person like 6 times, don't be judgmental. Like, this is everybody's time. Well, not everybody. Why do I keep saying everyone? Jesus Christ. This is a lot of people's time where this is the first opportunity they've had to like express themselves and be this new person, and they might be treating it as this like start of their new life. So they could be going through a phase. They could be going through the first time in their life that they're allowed to do a certain thing. Like, just don't judge them for it, and don't judge anything for it. Just don't be that person. Accept anyone, and yeah, just be happy and be positive about it. Next one, I would say my next tip is get involved with something. So this could be anything. This could be societies, sports, charities, your course. Your course will probably have some crap around it. Like mine has a magazine, mine has like, I don't know, has loads of stuff. I can't even describe how many stuff my department has. but get involved with something. It doesn't have to be straight away, because obviously there's a lot going on, but I'd probably say just get involved with something. It's a really good opportunity to like meet loads of new people, and also like having something to do besides your course, because you can get really like, oh my god, I'm sick of this. Like you can be like, I'm sick of psychology, I'm sick of doing maths, like nah. But getting involved with something else gives your brain something else to focus on, to think about. So yeah, just get involved with something. Next one's kind of similar to that. So that's kind of like not your first week, but you could do it in your first week. But first week is freshers, and I think every university have a freshers week when you first go. I would suggest, obviously you don't have to take this as like Bible, but I'd suggest doing at least one event in your freshers week. Obviously I don't drink, but I still went to freshers. I did, I think there was an event every night. This is talking about the club nights kind of thing. I think there was one every night, and I did 2. And I really enjoyed them. It was such a good vibe. We have college aerial system at University of York, and we had like a lot of college nights where it was like Derwent versus James and stuff like that, and that was really fun. And it was just a really good way of getting to know people, and a lot of people who meet people on freshers, they tend to be your friends. So I'm not saying that you like go to freshers and you're going to meet your lifelong university friends. That's not true, but it could be a way of meeting people. You only get to be a first year once. You can do freshers in second and third year, but you're not a first year. Like freshers is meant to be for first year. So I'd say just try and get one event, even if you don't drink. Obviously if you're not interested in like clubbing and stuff, there's loads of other freshers stuff, like freshers fairs. A lot of places do like movie nights. A lot of societies have their own freshers things, like our colleges have their own freshers things, or LGBTQ. It's not a society, I don't even know what it's like, what it is, but our thing at the uni, they have their own thing. We have a mature students association, they have their own thing. Like there'll be loads on, so I'd recommend going to that, because it's like you're just meeting a lot of people who are in the same boat as you. So I'd recommend doing at least one thing. Next tip is to look out for everyone. This goes in like every situation, so in lectures, on nights out, especially in your accommodation, in your flat. Just look out for everyone. Like not everybody has the same experience at uni, not everyone's happy. It's not the everyone sees it as this experience where it's like, wow, it's uni, going out all the time, making loads of new friends, but not everyone has the same experience. Some people really like, they want to be there, but they just don't enjoy it. So look out for everyone. If someone's looking a bit sad, you know, just ask them if they're okay, or get them in a conversation about course, or just try and involve them a little bit. And it's like I said, it's even more important on a night out. Nights out can be dangerous. Like I know they're fun and everything, but they can be dangerous. And I'm talking like loads of different factors, like people get spiked, you know, you gotta look out for people in that way. But just if they get like absolutely mortal, like look out for people. Even if you don't know them, be that person who's there for someone if they need it. Like you can make the difference between them having a good night and a bad night, or even just being safe. So I'd say look out for everyone at uni. And on the back of that, my next tip is don't forget about your friends from home. Even if they're going to university as well in a different location, or if they're staying at home, or if they've started a new life for themselves, don't forget about them, because like I said, not everybody has the same experience at uni. They could be having an awful time, and you know, they might not want to reach out to you because they don't want you to feel bad about your experience, or they don't want to like bring you down. So just keep reaching out to them, make sure they're okay, even if they look like they're okay on social media. You know, like everyone says, social media is a highlight reel. Just because they look like they're having a great time might not be that they're having a great time. You know, just keep checking on them, make sure they're okay. That goes for your parents and grandparents, guardians as well. I know they're probably going to be on your back and making sure you're okay, but you know, they're not with you for the first time in your life, and they want to know what's happening, and like, you know, just make sure you're there for them as well. And on the back of those two, the the next tip I'd give is always ask for help if you need it. If you're the one who's not having that good time at uni, or you are struggling financially, or your mental health just not doing great, or even just coursework, like even if you're just struggling on a piece of coursework, always ask for help. Like just ask the lecturers, ask your department, ask the uni resources. There's so many resources that the university has now. I'm only speaking from personal experience, like at the University of York, but I know we have financial grants that we can ask for if we're struggling. Our department has like a little well-being corner. The university has university counselling service. Obviously there's the GP. Like, just make sure that if you need that help, you ask for it, and don't feel weak, don't feel like you failed. Like, you're spending like £9 a year, bloody use their resources. If you're struggling on an essay and you're like, oh, I can't ask them, babe, you're paying £9, like ask them. The worst they're gonna do is just be like, look, you need to do this independently, and just be like, okay, great, thanks, but I mean, asking is not gonna do any harm. So always ask for help if you need it, and I know a lot of people have said that as well, so don't just take my word for it. A lot of people say use the resources while you have them. So as we're getting on to the more kind of actual uni stuff, the one thing I would probably recommend that a lot of people might be like at is don't miss your first week on your course. I know a lot of people do freshers and they miss quite a few lectures, and they miss introductory stuff, and it can be a bit like, oh, there's more introductions, but I'd recommend do not miss it. Like, just, it's so hard to get caught up on how the structure of your degree is going to work, because like, you might think that your degree is going to be the same as everyone else's. Babe, it's not. Like, mine is completely different to anyone's I've met. Like, I don't understand how there's so many different structures within a uni degree, but there is. So I would never, like, I'd never say miss the first week. Like, go to everything that's on your timetable. Just, it's a good opportunity to meet people on your course. Even if you've got friends from your flats, or you've got from societies or whatever, it's still good to have people you know on your course. And it's also good to get to know the key roles for the staff in your department, because it's normally the key people who lead that introductory week and are like in doing some of the talks. So it's good to get to know faces and to get a good grip. It's so hard to catch up on like what everybody else knows if you've missed the first week. So as much as it's a pain in the arse when you're hungover and you've got freshers and you just can't be bothered and you're getting settled in, just go to everything in first week. My next tip is when you're in those lectures. So if you are going to go to the lectures and you're going to talk the whole way through, either sit at the back or just don't come. There's no point. Like, I know this is really controversial and some people are like, oh, but I like to talk in lectures, but it's just, I just find it so rude. And as a student, I find it so annoying. I sit at the front. I mean, I know that probably makes me a swap, but I sit at the front in my lectures, and when there are people in front of me, I sit in like the third row, and when people sitting in the first and second row are talking, it's the most annoying thing in the world. Like, I can't concentrate, I can't hear what the lecturer is saying, and for the lecturer's point of view, like, how annoying is that? Like, you've come to do your lecture, you're there for like 2 hours, and you've came to teach a specific topic, and you've got people in the front row having a little conversation. Even if it's about the thing, just wait for the break, man, or wait till after, or break a note and know, oh, I want to talk to them about this after. Just please don't talk. Like, it's so annoying. And it, like, coming from a point of view where you think about who's in that room, there is going to be probably a lot more than you think people there with attentional disorders and attentional problems. If you're having a chat, it's not easy to concentrate on what that lecturer is saying when it's already difficult content. So just, you know, if you're gonna go, don't talk. If you're gonna go and sit at the front, don't talk. If you're gonna talk, sit at the back, or just don't bother coming. You know, it's a waste of your time. If you're not listening to what they're saying, it's a waste of your time, and you're pissing everyone else around you off. Like, I can guarantee you, if you're talking, there's probably at least one person in that room that's annoyed with you. Also, this is a bit of a kind of a based off an analogy. If you think you're going to be sick, if there's any chance of you being sick, either whether you're hungover or ill, but more if you're hungover, just don't go. Just don't go to the lecture. Like, there's my friend at uni, if I'm not going to say who it is, but if you're watching this, I love you, but she actually like threw up in her hands on the way out of her lecture, and I can guarantee you she does not find that a fun part of her first year at uni. So just, and then I've been in an exam when someone's being sick. Like, it's not fun for anyone. If you think there's any slight chance of you vomiting in a lecture, just don't go. You're not going to concentrate on the lecture because you're going to be worried about being sick and stuff like that. Just don't go, for the benefit of everyone. Sticking with the theme of when you're like doing the actual uni stuff, one tip I have is try and become friends, or if not friends, recognisable by at least one person in your department, as in staff. It makes the whole process a lot easier. If you have someone you know you can go talk to all the time, and you know that they like you, and you know you can ask for help, and it just makes things a whole lot easier because you can ask for help with your assignments, even if they have no clue. Say, like, cause I do psychology, and the researchers in the department, they can know like nothing about a subject you have, but if I have one point of contact, they can give me really general advice that they know that staff member will be looking for, and it just makes things so much easier. And then if you come to third year projects and you've known that person for 2 years, and they've got to pick who they're having for their dissertation, supervisees, you're going to be up there. Like, you're going to be the one to pick, rather than someone who they've only known for a few months and they've only started talking to them when they've had to pick their dissertation supervisor. So make yourself noticeable to at least one member of staff. I'd say that's important. And leading on from that, in terms of like being good at your actual course, start thinking about work experience early and what you can do. And I know that sounds shit, and like I wouldn't have listened to me if I'd told me start thinking about work experience in year one. And I know probably about 90% of the people on my course would be like, nah babe. But we've had, at the end of year two, we had a lot of people come in and say to us, this is the work experience I've done. And I'm not being funny, it's like a essay, like it's an essay. They have done a lot, and you sit there and you're like, oh my god, I've done nothing. Not so much me, because I've done quite a bit, but you like, I know a lot of people were sitting there and going, oh my god, I've literally not done anything. And for things like psychology, it's so important to have work experience. It's so important to have work experience. If you're in a degree that, I don't know how to word this, any degree it's important for, but if you're in a degree that you don't necessarily need that degree to do the job, so things like, I don't know, this isn't being mean about any degree, but things like marketing, or I can't even think of anything, drama, get that work experience. Like, you need it. A degree, when this is coming from me who's worked out there, I've been in the job kind of thing. What's the word I'm looking for? I've been in real life. I don't know. But coming from someone who's worked and has a boyfriend who's worked for 5 years, 6 years, and he has hired people in IT, so you don't need an IT degree to do IT. He said if it has a degree there, he's not that bothered. It's more about the work experience. And I know a lot of employers who are like, it's about the work experience. Even if that work experience isn't like relevant to your degree, just get work experience. Like, you've got transferable skills, what you're probably sick about hearing, but having transferable skills from any work experience is better than none. And if you get that early, it's so much easier, because then in third year you can relax a little bit, whereas a lot of people will not bother in first year and then do it in second and third year is hard. So it means you can chill a little bit because you've already got loads. My next tip, which is, I think, tip number 11, is to, I'm sorry if you can hear my washing machine beeping, it's finished, is to get into a routine and stick to it. So that means you can schedule in time off. So if you treat university like a job from the very beginning, because I know a lot of people don't do this until like third year, which is going to be me, because I wish I'd been given this advice earlier, and I've figured it out for myself that this is how it works. So this is me like giving some retrospective advice, and I'd say do it from first year, is to like treat it like a job. So have your time that you work from, have a morning routine, have a routine when you work, have a routine when you go to the library, have a daily routine of what you do. It's so much easier to then schedule yourself in, like time for yourself, because first and second year I just did work whenever I did, like I just did work, and it just feels like you can never ever switch off, because you're like, oh well, I need to do that bit of work. But if you say you're gonna work 9 till 5 Monday to Friday, you've got evenings and weekends. I mean, when you're at uni you probably can't do 9 till 5, but you could give yourself the weekends off because you've worked really hard in the times that you're scheduled. And like researchers said that it's better to do like short bursts or like bursts of hard work than doing it like sporadically. So if you get some good quality work time, 9 till 5, you'll probably will have like time in the evening to do whatever you want. So I'd say get in a routine and stick to it. Now, getting away from the serious kind of coursey kind of stuff, my next tip would be make your room a sanctuary. And I know that sounds really cringy, but I would say it's true. Like, try and make your room a place where you go to get away from stress and to get away from uni life and to get away from everyone else. Like, obviously I'm not saying don't have people in there because that would be weird, but just make your room your sanctuary and your place and where you can go to relax. Because if you keep working in your room, which I know a lot of people do, I do, but that's just because of other reasons, but make your room like where you love to be, and it'll feel homely, and it might make you feel less homesick if you've moved away. And I just say make it your sanctuary, so you can have a place where you're not stressed, you can chill, and you don't have to think about uni. Next one is one I would say is really important, and it's to use first year to the absolute fullest you can go. So first year in the UK, it doesn't count towards your final degree mark. I'm pretty sure that's everywhere in the UK, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but for me, certainly, first year doesn't count. Make so much use of that. And I'm not meaning go out every night and don't go to your lectures. I don't mean that at all. I mean find the way that works for you at uni, because just because the way that works at sixth form or college or your apprenticeship, just because that way works for you doesn't mean that it's going to work for you in uni at all. I spent all of first year trying out different ways of revising, trying different ways of writing essays, like just trying and figuring out what works for me. And like I'm so glad I did that, because then in second year I didn't have any of that faffing about, and I didn't have any like, oh my god, how am I gonna do this? I did at the end, but that's a different story. This is a tip, not what I did. I would say just use it to its fullest in terms of just figuring out how you work best at uni. Also, try everything. Like, try everything. Try all the societies, try all the sports, because in first year you're probably going to have a bit more time and it doesn't count towards your final degree. So try everything. You will, I promise you, like I say, I've been out, I've worked and I've went back to uni. Jack works. I would, like, you never get this opportunity again where you have so many things available to you to just try and to just do. Like, you don't ever get that again, I promise you. Like, just make use of your time and try everything, and then you can pick what you like, and then you can just do 1 or 2 things in second and third year. Like, I regret not doing this so much. Like, just make use of it, because it doesn't last forever. With making use of first year as well, one thing I would say, which is a bit more serious, is decide whether you love your course, because if you don't, uni can be an awful place to be. I always say, I think I've mentioned it in one of my other videos, I always say don't go to uni unless you have to go to uni, because I think it's a lot of money, it's a lot of debt, it's a lot of hard work and stress. If you don't have to do it, don't put yourself through it. Like, go out, get an apprenticeship, do a job, do a training program, do anything. Sorry, I'm playing with my makeup brush. So I'd say make first year, make sure that you love your degree and you love the course you're doing, because once you're in second and third year, it kind of feels like you ain't got a choice. Whereas as well with funding as well, I think if this is just in England, because obviously Scotland it'll be different, and Wales, I think it's the same as England, I'm not sure, but you only get, basically you only get 4 years worth of funding from student finance. So if you change your mind in first year at uni, you can change your course and then do a full year fund, you can do your full degree funded still. But if you decide in second year, crap, I don't want to do this, I want to do something else, you're gonna have to fund 1 year of your degree, and obviously third year you'd have to fund 2 years of your degree. So I'd say make sure you love it. If you don't love it, change it or leave, because it's a lot of hard work, it's a lot of debt, it's a lot of stress for nothing if you do not love your degree. So I'd say make sure you love your degree as well. And speaking of student finance, my second last tip is do not blow your loan on something stupid. The amount of people I know at uni that get their loan and it's nearly gone by the end of that week, like, it's unreal. I can't do that because all of my loan goes on my rent, but I know a lot of people who just blow their loan and then have no money for food. Food is your first priority at uni, I would say. I know uni's meant to be like, oh, it's books. It's not. It's rent and then food. If you don't have enough money for food, babe, you're gonna struggle. You want to be able to afford food. You want to be able to afford to go on societies. You want to be able to afford to go on nights out. You want to go able to go out for food. You want to be able to have a life. Do not blow your loan on something stupid like a holiday or a new Xbox or something like that. Just don't, just please don't do it, because you'll hate your life for the rest of the term and then you'll be like, never again, and then you'll do it again and you'll be like, never again. Just don't let yourself get in that cycle. Budget, like try, I know budget sounds shit and I know it's all like, what's the word? Tedious. I know it's tedious, but budget, like just try and budget and you'll thank yourself for it in the end, because at the end, if you've got some money left over from your degree, like, I'm not being funny, that's great. So I would say definitely try and budget. You don't want to be in an overdraft. You just don't. I know everybody's like, oh, it's student life being in your overdraft, but just try not to get in it, because remember, you got to pay that back. Like, you do have to pay it back. So I would say don't blow your loan. My last one is more light-hearted, and it's take tons of pictures. Just make memories for yourself. You want to be able to look back and see things. I don't know if that's just me, because I'm very like picture orientated, but I love looking back at my pictures from first year and being like, oh yeah, I remember that, like I forgot about that. And if you like drinking, you're probably not gonna remember a lot of it, so take the pictures so you can actually remember what happened. So I'd say just take tons of pictures, print them out, put them up, you know, make them a reminder of the good times you've had, and just, yeah, take loads, put them on Instagram, you know, do your thing. That's my last tip. That was my 15 tips. I hope it helped a little bit. I hope you listened to me. I mean, they might be shit, but I hope you listened. I hope they helped someone. So if you're going to uni, best of luck. I hope you love it. But if you don't worry, it's chill. Go home, leave. Do not feel pressured that you have to stay at university at all. Beware wherever makes you happy, and if being at uni doesn't make you happy, babe, don't be there. University isn't for everyone. It's not, I promise. So don't feel like you have to finish the degree. If you hate it, just leave. But if you are there and you're loving it, good on you. But I hope you enjoy it, and I hope these tips helped, and I hope you have the best time. Right, I shall see you in the next video, chickpeas. Thank you for watching as ever. Like, it means the world to me. I can't even describe like how much it means to me that people watch my videos. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, thank you for watching. I love you. See you later, chickpea. Mwah.